Hello everyone, I'm Phoenix. This video is actually a follow-up for the update that is coming out for the area of effect spell auto-targeting and upcast. Uh, Basically, in this huge update, I have introduced the new feature and things to help you automate things on your own if the default text parsing is not working for that spell. So first of all, we have our warlock that is a warlock wizard. So we have two different kind of spell slot. And so if we go into witch bolt, for example, we have the Pact Magic checkbox that actually let us consume uh, Pact Magic slot or use the default one. So if we use the Pact Magic and we confirm, okay, we use a 5th level spell slot, the Pact Magic slot is consumed. Instead, if we uncheck it and use the normal one, when we confirm, the normal one is consumed. This work also if we want to like cast, I don't know, Shatter, okay. Now we are using the 5th level spell slot for the Pact Magic, but if we uncheck that, we actually can't use that because we have only 1st level spell slot. So it is guarded by that also. So if we cast that with Warlock Pact Magic slot, okay. If not, the extension will not let us confirm. Okay, you can still cast if you want, but the spell slot is not used because we don't have an actual 2nd level spell slot. I have introduced also the ritual spell casting. So if we go to find familiar and we want to cast it as a ritual, okay, we just select the ritual spell casting. It will automatically default the cast on the base level of the spell. So in this case, find familiar is 1st level, and we have 1st level ritual casting. So if we confirm, we say that find familiar is cast as a ritual, no spell slot expanded. So if we go, for example, contact other plane, this one is also a ritual, and it will select the base slot that is the 5th one. Okay, so we confirm, and no spell slot are used. Good. Then let me watch my my tab because I have a lot of things to show you guys. So okay, now if you open up the pop-up, you can see that up there is a open help a button that if you click it, all the documentation of my extension will show up telling you tags and other things. Yeah, because I have added a lot of tags and things to let you automate things. So we will go through that step by step after that. So first of all, I want you guys to show the told that cantrip. Okay, so basically now when we use it, the automatic text parsing is not catching up that we have 2d8 for one damage and 2d12 for the other damage. So actually we have him upgrade. Okay, never mind. Okay, cancel that. With the default one, we have cantrip upgrade by 2d8 and 2d8 for both of damage. That is not what we are supposed to do with all the dead. So like you can see, you see another tab in there. We have the cast and the config tab. So in there, all the damages and heal also shows up there. So okay, we don't want to use the default text parsing for these two damage. So we can disable the default parsing damage upcast and say, okay, we want to custom upcast this damage by, okay, is the D8, so I want to, this is one level. Basically for the cantrip, it will function as for every tier of damage, because if you click there, we have different tier of damage. We have the first tier that is between 1 and 4, the second one that is between 5 and 10, the other between 11 and 16, and so on. So we have these for every tier. We upcast 1d8, and the second one, the d12, we want it to upcast for every tier. We want 1d10 damage. So when we go back, we see that now we have a d8 that actually scales by 1d8 because we are a level 10 character. So we are in the tier 2, so there are 2 dices, and so the basic one, and the one that we actually set up with the upcast. So now we do 2d8 or 2d12s, basically. We can also automate Toll the Dead in another way that is more clever in this way, because we use the native FGU effect coding that they had upgraded. So if we go in Toll the Dead, we have actually Toll the Dead effect. We can use the save add. So when we add the save to the creature, so we are using Better Combat effect also. So when we add the effect to the creature, it will do a Wisdom saving throw. If the creature have a status wounded, so if HP are missing from him, we actually do save damage. We do damage based. This is my new tag that is Enix cantrip upcast level. That this is actually substituted. Like you can say Enix cantrip upcast level, it will like replace the cantrip scaling at which level we are. So for this range 10 5 10, it will be replaced by 2, so that is the actual scaling. So it will do 2d10 damage or 2d10 2d I mean 2d12 damage or 2d8 damage else, so if the creature is not wounded. So actually we fill up the HP, and if we also in there, we can actually remove the effect on our turn, the source turn end. So doing that, we cleverly remove the effect after we apply that at the end of the turn, because we are not gonna cast multiple Toll the Dead at the creature. So we actually go at the effect, and because the creature is full HP, we roll 2d8 damage. Now, if we, for example, remove the effect and we cast it again, it will roll 2d12 because the creature have actually damage on it. So we add it, it's failed, and we roll 2d12. Good. And if we actually say that we are a wizard level 18, so we are wizard, warlock 18, wizard 1, so we are at 19 level, the tag will automatically scale, and because we are at 19, it will be 4. So if we add effect again, it will automatically roll 4d12 because we are at that tier. Boom. And we do the damage. And also if we fill up the HP again, it will check if remove the effect, if the creature is full HP or not, and it will roll 4d8. And then when we pass the turn, the effect is actually removed. Okay? Not, but it should be. So, okay, because it's not the wizard, it's the warlock. Okay, but it will be removed. Okay, then fine. Now we can pass through. Okay. we are already here. So if we go into Witch Bolt also, the normal Witch Bolt, okay, says that the initial damage scales but not the subsequent damage. So also for this spell, we have that both damage upscale. Now we are using the Pact Magic also, so both damage upscale. We don't want that, obviously. So we go in config and say, okay, the first one need to scale like he do. The second one, we disable the default upcast. And so we have the first damage that upscale and the second damage that is clean. So we have the damage, and then on each subsequent turn, we can do 1d12 damage because it doesn't scale, basically. So now we pass the ball to the wizard. And actually, okay, let me untarget that. And actually, when we go there, wait a second. Okay, now we go to, for example, okay, and also the config also work for all the damage, so it will scan all the damages that are there and it will place that here. So if we want to, for example, we have a spell that we want that all damage scale normally, but for example, we want the lightning damage to scale in another way, we just disable the default upcast, and we want that for every level, okay, this time is a first level spell slot, I mean a first level spell, so it function like normal, not like the cantrip. So for every level that we upcast, we want to add, I don't know, 1d4 plus 2, okay? Actually, okay, you can use the modifier there, but you can also say, okay, I want to the lightning damage scale with my intelligence. Okay, so I go there, and for every level, we add 1d4 and the intelligence that is 5. So if we go back, we see that if we upcast of 1, other scale like 1d8, but the lightning, okay, this is one, scaled by 1d4 plus 5. And if we go to the third one, spell slot, we have that all other scales to d8, but the lightning, it add 2d4 plus 10 because we add 1d4 plus 5 for every upscale. And this function also, if you want the scale to be every 2 spell slot or a spell slot level or other things. So now we have added 2, so every 2 level we add a d4. So when we select the third one, the lightning, I mean the second one, the lightning remain without upcast, but on the third one we have 2 upscale, and the lightning actually add 1d4 plus 5, and that is actually there. Okay, so cool. Now, a small parenthesis after the video, this will be an edit, I think. This will also work for heal, because if we go in the configuration and say, okay, we don't have effect that, I mean healing, that scale with healing, because the default parser will not recognize that. But if we go in the config, disable the default upcasting, use a custom upcast and say we want that for every level we upcast by 10 of the value, we can see that at basic it is 70, at 7 level is 80, 70 plus 10, like you can see 80 are 8, it will be 90 and 100 there. So also for the heals, this will work. We go in the aid spell, and like someone in the Fantasy Ground thread told me, he says that aid is not scaling based on the spell slot. Okay, we can use the effect from Life Ledger that is max HP and add that. So if we go there and say, okay, we have max HP, but in this way, when we like actually use other spell slot, the max HP remain 5. So it's not scaled because it is an effect. But with the new tag, okay, that I have introduced, that is that one, particular one, that says that hide is the effect is max HP 5. With this tag, basically we say that we add plus 5 on the previous number there, plus 5 for every Enix spell upcast level. This means that if we open up the hide spell and actually cast it, okay, at the effect at base level, we have 5 HP. But if we upcast at the third one, this will add, like you can see in the tooltip, upcast plus 5. So it will be 5 base damage plus 5, and it will be 10. If we select the 6th level spell slot, we have an upcast of 20, so it will be 25. And that's actually it. And the life ledger will modify the max HP. So with this, you can like code every effect basically. And like you can see there, okay, this one we will see them later, but we have Enix spell level, that is the level, the base level of the spell, Enix spell upcast level, that is the difference between the base and the upcast level, and the cantrip upcast level, that is, like I said before, the tier that the cantrip need to be casted at. And that's it. Also, like you can see there, we have the tag format that it's plus a thing that we want to use as a step, that is in this case for aid. We have that for every upcast we increase by 5, but we can actually insert there, instead of 5 we can insert every number and it will be parsed there. So, and we can also use different tag like this one before. So if we want to add 5 for every level, so in this case we just do that. This will be, we add 5 for every spell level. So in this case, 8 is level 2, so it will be 5 plus 10 because it's level 2. And we have actually that no matter the spell that we are choosing, because it's a fixed number, a fixed value, will be will be 5 plus the spell level, that is 2, and it should be I mean, yes, it should be 15. Is not working. Okay, never mind. Don't mind that. I will correct it later in the video, but okay. So you can use these tags to actually upcast effects. Also in there, I have added some roll. So with HR, that means Enix roll, we can actually roll dice. Dice in the formula. So this is useful because I was messing with a complicated spell to automate, and actually, let me clear all of that, with actually Prismatic Spray, because Prismatic Spray says that we make a saving throw in a 60-foot cone. Based on the rolled number, we do something. So before we like, okay, I want to target these 3 creatures. Okay, I need to make them safe, so I will target them, roll the cast save, then roll the d8 in chat and see the result, open up the spell, see, okay, let me search, is a 3, is a 2, is okay, it's bothersome. So now we can just like do that. So first of all, we can use an effect like PSR, that is Prismatic Spray roll, and say that this tag, so inix roll, so we will roll 1d8, and then we apply this effect that basically tell you that when we add this effect, we make the save, add a save. If the custom PSR that we added before is equal 1, we do something. If it is equal to, we do something else. With 1 to 7, and with the 8, actually the 8 tell you that you need to, the spell struck by 2 rays, and you need to roll twice. So basically, what we are doing there is on else, that is the 8, we add this other effect there, that is the one that we have there, that says, okay, we add a similar effect, but we miss the 8 because we do inix roll 1d7, so the 8 is excluded. And then based on this Prismatic Spray roll 8, we apply a different effect. After I will place this effect into the documentation so you can analyze it. So basically we just, when we have set up all of that, we just open up the pop-up Prismatic Spray, we have the cone, boom, then we roll the dices, and actually the dice value is substituted into this one. So then we add the gigantic effect there. It will cause some lag because it will parse effect, manage things, and do that. But I think the small lag is worth it, the automation. So we click it, they will make the save, and boom. And we have actually added the 3 effect to them, and they make the save. And actually we have that the ogre zombie is a 1, so he suffer fire damage. So we have the ogre zombie fire damage. The leech is 4, so it has poison damage. Leech poison damage done, resisted obviously. And the blue dragon is a 5, that is cold damage, and boom, cold damage applied to the dragon. And that's it basically. If we want to, I want to show you the 8 effect. So we are gonna remove that from the blue dragon and say, okay, you roll 8. Okay, so we apply the case where we need to reroll that. So we untarget the other for, okay, and we apply the effect only to the dragon. If we apply the effect, okay, let me clear it. What we do is actually apply that. It will enter the else branch, that is the last one, add 2 effect. So basically we add 2 Prismatic Spray effect on him, and it will do the reroll again and things. So I will add it. It will do the save. Okay, success, never mind. Succeed, I mean. Let's do that again. We apply the effect. Okay, small lag. And basically what we are doing is that, okay, boom. So we added the effect in there, it failed, so we added other 2 effect, that is the PS reroll for the 8. Doing that, he rolled 2d7, that is a 2 and a 7, and based on this result, 2, it will take acid damage, and the 7, it will be added the blinded condition. So like there, it failed both, so it take the acid damage with the number 2 rolled, and also let me watch there. Okay, and actually let me see. Okay, the effect is not applied. Okay, the blinded condition is not applied, but it should have. So this is a small bug. Okay, I will resolve that. But basically what we are doing is that apply other two effects that will resolve other two roll that apply the damage that we want. So that's basically all. And let me show you that if we actually say that we want to apply the blinded condition or the restrained condition, so if we make the roll 6 and then add the effect there, okay, let me clear, okay, it will make a save, and boom, on failure, okay, maybe before it has succeeded the save, but on failure, boom, restrained condition is applied. So it is all automated with this small effect that roll the prismatic spray roll, and with this gigantic effect that pass through all the if and apply the effect basically. And that's it for the prismatic spray. I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, not the lag, but the other automation things. Okay, let me delete clear all effect. Nice. Now we can go through the documentation here. Okay, okay, chromatic orb, okay, info, okay. So we have seen this effect, these custom tags there also, the reroll. Oh, you can also do that, okay. If you go, for example, if you have an ability that not put an AC of 5, but say, okay, you roll a D8 and apply that result to the AC, we just need to do inix roll underscore and say 1 underscore D8. And basically, what we are doing is that when we use that, the roll show up in chat, it is a 6, so we have an AC of 6. And you can also, like in there, they will show you, I mean, the documentation show you, you can also add modifier. So you can say 1d8 minus 3, and it will do, okay, this minus 2, never mind. We can, okay, this is a 4, minus 3 is a 1 AC. We can also add stats, so we can say plus wisdom, okay. So when we do the roll again, let me remove that. We have 1 plus our wisdom, that I guess is 0. Yes, it's 0, but it will work. So, okay, let me try with intelligence, but just to be sure that it's working. Okay, and we add that. Okay, we have 10 because we have 5 plus 5. Okay, good. And these are all the tags that you can use to roll. Okay, you can also use the other tag up there in this. So you will roll the difference of the 8 upcast. That is basically, okay, if we have a kind of shield, an upgraded shield spell that says we roll not 1d8, but we roll Enix spell upcast level. This means that for every upcast we roll 1d8 more. Okay, now we roll 1d8. In there we roll 1d8 more. So in that we, let me clear it. We roll, okay, never mind, because we, okay, because it's a base level. So basically the Enix spell upcast level is 0 because we are using the base level. But if we do that, okay, we have an AC of, let me, I don't know, plus underscore plus 1. So we have a base AC of plus 1, and for every upcast that we do, we add 1d8 basically. So, okay, if we cast it at base level, we have AC of 1. If we cast at the second, we add actually 1d8. So we have 1d8 plus 1, that is 3. If we actually cast it at third level, we have 2d8 plus 1, and we add the AC. And basically you can do that for basically everything. So you should be fine with all the automation. Now we go through, okay, the custom upcast scaling, like I showed you before. You just need to go in the config tab and do and mess up with the config. So you can add dices, static number, or tags in there, int, proficiency level, and other things. And there are also my custom tag there. You can also do the sum, the subtraction, the multiplier, and the division. So that's a lot of things you can do. And then we are reaching another things that is bugged, that was bugged before. So for example, if we go into darkness, let me find it, darkness there. Okay, we have actually that the automatic parser struggle with multiple dimension, to multiple shapes, sorry. So it will find that it is a 15-foot radius sphere, but it will also see that it is a 15-foot emanation. So it will struggle because if you choose the darkness to spread from a point within a range, it will feel a sphere there. If you alternative, you cast the spell on an object, okay, it will be 15-foot emanation. So now, like you can see, if the spell is recognized as an area of effect, you can actually have this tab, and this tab will override all the automatic text parsing that the extension do. So basically is that the default one is emanation. Okay, so if you want to cast on an object, okay, you just say, okay, I want to cast to darkness to the tree. Okay, you just go there, and then you, okay, new feature is that now instead of clicking and the area of effect spawning there, you can also drag and drop the area of effect. So not only clicking, but you can drag and drop it. You cast it there, so I want it to be a square, actually. But if I want to choose the sphere, I go there, I choose the sphere circle, and then I do that again, and it is a circle. So you can change the default parsing of the shape in there, the dimension, and the targeting mode. Okay. Because if the spell doesn't recognize that, you can overwrite. Also, if the spell is not recognized as an area of effect, okay, magic missile, for example, no, not magic missile, chromatic orb is not obviously an area of effect spell, but if you go in config and check this box, okay, it will be automatically transformed into an area of effect. So it will add the button there, and also you can change the things there. So if you like have, okay, chromatic orb, we can make it a line 40 in size and target enemies only. Okay, when we go back there, if we cast the chromatic orb in this way, we have that it is a 40 line foot. It will target only enemies. So when I do that, it will target only enemies, and it is a line basically, but we don't want that. Okay, so just if you have a spells that it does not being recognized as a area of effect. Okay, and if you uncheck this, the area of effect tab will go away. Okay, nice. Now we can also wait a second. Done. Okay, go back to the documentation there. Now we have the permanent spell rework, actually. For example, Moonbeam, we just, okay, Moonbeam, we spawn him we spawn in here, we move it, it will target things, we do the damage, we have the trigger, but actually it is not fully automated because it will say that each creature, on a no, where is, okay, let me search it. Okay, basically when a creature finish the turn there, it take damage. Okay, shape, okay, it revert. Okay, a creature also make this save when the spell area move into the space or end its turn there. So before you need to remember that the creature turn is ending, okay, and say, okay, it's ending the turn, I want to do the damage, okay, open up the moonbeam, pop up, do the cast, do the damage. Now I have actually integrated the area of effect of a permanent spell into the token and with the aura effect extension. Basically, this work like this. Okay, we have Moonbeam. When the spell is recognized as an area of effect, when we go there, it is also recognized as a permanent spell, and this is the template that is added actually to the token. So if we actually say okay, I want to cast Moonbeam there, okay, it will target these two things, and actually when you double click on the area of effect spell token, it will not open up the NPC sheet because it's an area of effect. But if you double click on him, on the area of effect, it will add the token on the combat tracker. It will add the effect. Okay, this is a minor bug that I will resolve, I hope. It will add actually this aura effect into the token, the dummy token Moonbeam, okay, aura of effect. It will scale a bit, so when you have that, you know that it's an area of effect token. And actually, when you activate it, the effect is added to the token and the creature. Okay, it will say, okay, area of effect automator persistent spell Moonbeam is activated. It will add the effect, and the creature make the save, and they take damage. So in subsequent turn, okay, and also when you skip the turn, because the permanent spell on the map will move in your turn. So if we actually skip, if you go to the next actor, the area of effect token will be skipped. So boom. Okay, right, okay, click it. And actually, it will take the damage, okay, because the Moonbeam says that when a creature, when they move or end its turn there, okay, it actually take 2 damage on the start. I don't know that, but this is coded, I think. Okay, it was a misconfiguration, I think. Okay, so now we can pass with the leech and it will take damage. Okay, basically, yes. Okay, boom. Okay, it's at the start. Okay, yes, this is a misconfiguration. Okay, because I have added the effect on save start. Okay, my bad. It should be on save end. Okay, let me do that. Okay, also if we okay, the effect for the concentration is applied. So when we lose concentration, okay, I will remove the effect. Also the token in the combat tracker and on the map, it will be removed. Boom. So let me correct the configuration of the effect. It is actually I forgot to mention that if you add this inix area of effect tag at the start of this effect there, this wall effect will be added in the template the first time you open up the pop-up for that spell. So you can either enter this tag and then your effect, and then the first time you open up the moonbeam, it will be, the template will be populated with that effect, or you can just keep the moonbeam as it is, and then when you open it, you just go in the area of effect and like copy paste the effect from there. You can do either, so is your choice. Okay, not there, but in there. It is actually on save, not add, save start, save ended of the turn. Okay, so then we do that again. Okay, sorry for the small mistake, but if we do that, boom, double click, they will make the save because the aura effect is applied. And then if we skip the, I mean, next after, the token will be skipped and we pass through the leech. Okay, it doesn't take damage, but if it remain there, it functions like as a normal aura effect. So we skip the turn, it will make the save, it will take damage, and also the ogre that is skipping the turn is taking damage because it is in the area. So when we have our turn, we can say, okay, I want to move, okay, this one goes away, obviously, like this. Okay, and I can say, okay, now I want to move my aura effect, my area of effect here, 15 feet, so I move it. Okay, I have not skipped the turn. Okay, basically, okay, turn, other turn, okay, sorry. Because actually the area is only once per turn because it's how the moonbeam function. So I want to move the boom beam here. Okay, never mind, I clicked the wrong button. Okay, sorry. It's a mess. Okay, this one. Okay, we want to move the boom beam here. Boom, we move him. They will make the save. 15 feet. Okay, then I want to move the boom beam here. Boom, automatically do the save. So basically, I have implemented the aura effect extension into my area of effect automation for the spells. And that's it also. Okay, if we lose concentration, or if we click the button there, the token in the combat tracker and on the map will be removed. Also, like this, okay, in there we have this tag, like I say that before. These tags are used for the permanent spell token, because in that we have an aura with this tag. Okay, actually the dimension of that is Enix AoE dimension is actually parsed by this field there. And we have also the save and damage, it is parsed by the damage here. Okay, we have actually the 2d10 radiant damage there, so we marked this damage to be a permanent AoE damage. So with this, okay, this damage scale with this, because we adding spell slot, the damage scale. So because the damage scale and is parsed by there, the effect there will use that damage. So what is mean is that you don't need to manually modify the effect if you upcast the spell, because it will automatically do that. So if we cast a 5th level moonbeam there, we place it on the map, we double click to activate it, okay, on the target creature or not, but we can do that. Okay, double click to activate it, and actually the damage is upscaled, because in there we have 5d10 radiant damage, because we actually use the upcasting feature of my extension. And also if we, okay, remove that. If we want this damage to, okay, we don't want the damage to upscale by 1d10, but actually we disable the default one and we want the damage to scale by, okay, 1d10 because we can. Okay, this damage scaling in this way that is taken by this tag. So now when we do that again at the third level this time, the damage scaled by 1d20 like this, and if we actually add the spell there, double click to activate it, the creature will automatically make 2d10 and 1d10 and 1d20 because we have that. So you don't need to manually do things, you just need to insert the tag there and do things. Also, I have integrated the expansion, the enlarge of the tokens, permanent spell token into the aura. So if you like normally do, you control and scroll, you can enlarge or reduce the aura. Also will be, because we have this tag there, it will be parsed there, and if it is on the map, it will be parsed there. So if we control scroll, like you can see, the aura is 10 and it is modified. So if we place the aura there and we actually take this creature, okay, there, and we enlarge, you can see that when I enlarge it, also the aura is enlarged and it will be inside that and it will be parsed. So we can also modify the dimension of the permanent AoE token on the map. And this is pretty cool, I will say. And I hope you find that useful and actually less time consuming in your session. But this is not all, because we can also so the same way apply to the darkness spell, because it is an area of effect and is a pain in the ass, like adding and removing disadvantage attack onto a creature. So now we can just say, okay, I want a sphere to appear there, and we actually can say, okay, it will mark all target. I want it to be permanent, and say, okay, the dimension, and I want it to apply disadvantage on the creature. So now we can just place it on the map and say, okay, I have added the double click to activate the aura, because if you want to place it before and then activate the aura, it will not be a pain in the ass triggering aura effect on the creature while you are moving that. Because my first implementation was like, if I pick up Sickening Radiance, my first implementation was just drag and drop the area of effect in the map, and actually immediately add the token on the combat tracker and the aura. But doing that, the token will instantly take damage, so I can't really position the aura before doing damage. So in this version, you just need to place it on the map. Then maybe I don't want to hit my teammate, so I shift the aura like this, like that, and then double click on it. So now if I go in the area of effect, you can see that the template, okay, if I go back there and cancel that, and I reset the spell, actually, Sickening Radiance, we have an effect there with the Enix area of effect, and so this effect will be added to the spell. So if we open it and I go in the aura is not recognized as a permanent spell, but as soon as I check it permanent, this effect, because it is marked with this tag, will be added there. So permanent, and like you can see, it instantly add this effect there because we marked it. Then we mark the permanent damage for the spell. So in that way, we just simply, after we configure that, we just open it, drag and drop Sickening Radiance. I want to hit this target, and then double click, and the token is added to the combat tracker. All the creature make the saves, and all the creature take damage based on the successful save or not. And that's basically that. Now I can place it like this, okay? And if I double click, boom, it will be activated, darkness token, it will be there. Also, I have removed the default image for the caster in the token, and I have added the initial letter of the spell. So it is a D because it's darkness, it was a M because it was moonbeam, and so on. And bam! So the creature inside your darkness aura, it will get the darkness effect. So it will have disadvantage on attack, the creature that enter, and also if for some reason, okay, the GM tell you, okay, there is something and the darkness move, okay, you move it, and the creature take the darkness effect. So no more adding, removing darkness and stuff like that. You just code the aura effect there, place on the map, double click, activate, and all the automation do the things. Cool. Another thing that I like, because before I becoming crazy like managing all of that. Okay. So that's not all, because okay, we also, if we like right click the token there and the concentration will be removed. Like this token, boom. And okay, for example, other things, if we go into Anger of Dar, we have actually, it is complicated because it's a 20-foot radius sphere, and it is a difficult terrain, and when we cast it, the creature take damage, and then if they end its turn there, they take other damage. This is actually complicated because there are two different damages. Okay, in Moonbeam, that is only the radiant damage, and it's okay. No, not this one, okay, only radial damage. But in this, there are actually two damage. So what we are doing is flagging both damage as a permanent area of effect damage. And doing this way, we actually, it is, okay, radius sphere, 20 foot, okay. With that, we actually do use Enix area of effect damage X, that is the damage in there. So what we do is actually saying, okay, Anger of Dar is an aura, Enix area of effect dimension. Okay, this is a test that I was doing. And it is a once pointer also. If you change that, it will automatically parse the self. So if we change that allies only, it will self, okay, because it's an area of effect, it will always not target itself. So allies only, it will add ally, all target, it will remove that, and enemies, it will only take enemies. Only if you add tag after that, they will not be removed. So we have all target, and we say Anger of Dar area of effect is a damage. When we add the effect, it is a damage for area of effect damage 1. So it will bring, this tag will bring the first damage action 1. So it will do 2d6 cold damage in there. and for the save end of the turn will be damage 2, that is the acid damage. So in this way we can use multiple damage in that. So if we actually okay, I see a small bug there, I will solve that. But actually if we say okay, Anger of Dar, boom, we can take our Barbarian and also the Lich, because okay, we say okay, never mind, drag and drop that here, and when we double click, basically with this effect we do damage to all the creature, and then at the end of their turn we'll do a save and apply the second damage. So if I double click, all 3 creatures take cold damage because it's the first one in the list, damage action 1. And if we go to the Lich and pass the turn there, it will make the save and take poison damage because it is the second in the list. My tag also work because, like the Moonbeam, you don't need to remove. Okay, other bug here, never mind. I will resolve that, but basically if we upcast the spell, the upcast damage is automatically added there without us modifying that. So if we cast at 5th level, like that, we add 2d6 on both damage. So we add that here, and actually when we double click, they will make the damage. I mean, they take damage upcasted. So we can use the tag to automatically do things with the aura, damage, and upcasting. Also, this reset spell is a button that reset the spell back to the default 5e without my automation. So if some weird stuff happen, you can reset it and build again back. Another thing is that I have also implemented the area of effect automation into NPCs. If we switch to the Lich, okay, you can see that there are gear there and also a button for the area of effect. For example, on Lightning Bolt, if we click the gear, it will open up a pop-up like the player character, and in there we can configure all the things that we do, like the player character and also the upcast. So we can just go to Lightning Bolt, open up the pop-up, spawn the AoE, rotate him, and then fire it at the player and then do damage. Okay, the pop-up will automatically parse the effect there. Okay, we have the save there with the dexterity 20, that is the same there, and then the damage 86 that is there. We can also, I have habilitated all of the spell slot for the NPC, so if we select different spell slot, we can like upcast and modify the upcasting too. Also, if we are on a this is a Lich from the 2024, so we don't have if we like use for example Lightning Bolt and click confirm, nothing happened. We just need to, okay, for example, I have my other extension that manage the daily uses, so we just double click it and consume the use. But if we are on an NPC for 2014, in there they use the spell slot. So if we do a Thunder Wave, for example, that is a first level spell slot, and we click confirm, the spell slot will be used, confirm, and it will be used. So that's it. Also, if we want to, okay, the area of effect is also parsed for the abilities, because now the short life says that it's a 20-foot emanation, so the gear appear and we have like the area of effect, so we can click it, do the emanation, do the save, do the damage, and things like that. Okay, but if we want to like add the gear to Upcast to modify the damage, we can, for example, in Paralyzing Touch, we can just make the extension recognize that is a spell. So we just say like the spell level 2, we just add in the text level 1, for example, and then when we go back to the Leech Paralyzing Touch, have the gear, and we can, okay, this is actually not scaled because there is no text that say that, but we can config that, disable the default one, and say that we upcast 1d4 for every level, and actually when we do that, the damage is upcasted. And that's basically all. Also, a thing that I forgot to mention before is that the area of effect pop-up now have a quality of life. So if we pick up Fireball, okay, it's a cantrip, so the spell level are hidden instead of showing up. Also, if we have a spell that doesn't have at higher level that scale, the text will be hidden. So we have, for example, and for the cantrip, it will say cantrip upgrade, and instead for the spell, it will say at higher level. And if we have detect magic, for example, doesn't scale, so the text at higher level doesn't appear, and something like that. And that's basically all. You have also the command in there that you can, if you type the command AoE reset, it will reset all the spell in the campaign. If you do AoE reset and the PC name, in this case Wizard 2024, it will reset all the spell for that character, or if you want to reset only one spell, you just click there. Okay, nice. So if we remove the effect, the thing goes away, and I will investigate why these two highlights remain, but I think it's actually the right click, I guess. If I do that and I right click, okay, see, yes, it's the right click, but all the other things should work. So if we click there and also remove the effect from the combat tracker, it will work. Yes, it's only the right click. Okay, I will fix it. Never mind. And I hope you have understood all the things that I have put in it, because it was really huge to manage, but I hope this update make you happy, and let me that comment in the Fantasy Ground thread and let me know if you enjoy that. Have a good day and bye bye.